Welcome to Losing Streak, a sports gambling podcast for those who just can't seem to win. My name is Bozo Bill, and I'm here with my co-host, Automatic Austin.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, let's get right into it. We killed it in college ball the last couple of days. Even though we didn't play all our picks, personally, we just give you guys winners. I mean, I don't know who could complain about that.
Right. I'm not.
But before we get into tomorrow's slate, so I will say I did a lot of math on these, that whole myth thing I was talking about with the 2 wins. And then, so I took teams that won twice in the regular season, and then I measured whether they won against the spread in either the first round or second round of conference tournaments. And the teams that won twice, they covered, they were 16-12 against the spread. So they tend to win. Let's see. The big difference I noticed, though, is first round teams, like the first round of these tournaments, when they won 2 games in the regular season, they went 11-4. And then the second round, it dropped to 6-8-1. So this is definitely a trend that we should follow next year, and definitely looking into the bigger tournaments next week. These first rounds, it tends to be just mismatched teams that dominate. If it's a team that they dominate in the year, it just tends to be a mismatch, and they just exploit that.
Right.
Yeah. So as we go through games today, if you have any picks on them, I'll let you know my system plays, and then I'll list them at the end. But I just want to see if they match up with plays you already like. Then those are games we'll definitely play. But I'll track today that there's 7 games today, so we'll see how my record stands. Yesterday, with just taking the 2-win teams, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it went 4, 3, and 1. So it was overall winning. I wish SIUE would have covered, but still went well.
Yeah, you said a couple of them only lost by like a point, right?
Yeah, like Murray State. Like I made money on Murray State because the line went up to 13.5 when they started a little slow. But yeah, they missed the original line by 1 point. So whatever, it is what it is sometimes. Did you have any especially good beats or bad beats or anything funny?
I'm trying to think if there were any bad beats. Not that I can think of. I know with the inception of our play of the day pod plays, where we started off 3-0, and then I gave out a live winner, and then yesterday I went 5-0-1 on the plays I gave out on Twitter. So yesterday was a really good day for me. Yeah,
it's pretty sick. You can't complain about that. Not at all. Having all winners.
The only push was the what was it, Southern Illinois. I had -3, and they won by 3. So.
Yep, but the worst beat I had was already this morning. I bet on Arsenal to beat. It's like blundermouth or blabbermouth. I don't know how you say it. It's some weird English word. It's probably like blurmouth or something. But I know my brother Jay will know, and he's a huge Arsenal fan. But he'd find this funny. I bet for them to win, and he scored a 0, like to 0, and they literally scored in 9 seconds. It's in a way, it's like in Arsenal that like Arsenal's never lost to this team in the history of like their home stadium, and they gave a goal in 9 seconds. So I think that's pretty hilarious. I'm not even mad about it.
I got an update on a Bleacher Report about it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So if you want your team to win, just let me know and I'll bet on them, and then I'll bet on the other team and it'll help you out. All right, so let's get in these college games.
Yes, sir.
Some of them are early, so we're going to post them on Twitter before noon Eastern. So if you follow us, you'll see them. But, I know the first early game we're definitely looking at is Texas A&M.
Yeah, I was looking at the lines last night. I saw 1.5 on MGM and 2.5 on DraftKings, so I immediately grabbed the 1.5 on MGM. I'm not sure what it is now. I'm going to go check.
Yeah, that's always a good move when you see the lines. When you see the line better than what it is on one book and the other book, you definitely take the better line because it's probably gonna go back to the worst line for you, because that means somebody moved that line up.
So it's back to 1.5 on DraftKings, so it's fine. I still got the same line. So I just think Alabama. We've watched them the last 3 games. They barely beat South Carolina in overtime. They just the Auburn. They were down by a ton, and they had to make a crazy comeback to win 3 games in a row. So now they have to travel to Texas A&M. It's their senior night. They're pumped. They've had a really good season. I'm pretty sure they're second in the SEC, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, it's not like they don't.
I've watched A&M just stomp teams when I bet against them. So they're 20-10 against the spread overall. They're 14-1 straight up at home, and they're I think 11-4 against the spread at home too. And Alabama's only 6-5 on the road against the spread. So this is definitely a good spot for A&M.
Yeah, and as we know, Alabama still has, some turmoil in their locker room, as is evidenced by the way that they've been playing recently. Actually, we started last game. I said we should start fading Alabama in the first half and then taking them in the second half because they keep making these crazy comebacks. But I'm just not sure if they'll be able to do it on the road here because they've been at home these last few games, so they haven't really been having to travel or get up for the game. So.
And Alabama hasn't beat A&M since 2018, so.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good number. Yeah.
A&M 1.5 for money line. Either one.
Or if you're crabs, you get +2.
Yeah, some fucking magical way. I don't know.
Even though it opened at +1.5, but that's cool. That's cool. Whatever.
I don't know. Well, this apparently it says it opened at 2, but I never saw. I looked last night and it was negative. Like I said, it was -2.5 A&M. I don't know how it got to. It was +2, but whatever.
But since we're an honest podcast, we will lock in our play at -2, even though, well, I'll say, because I got it at -2, but my -1.5. I mean,
it's not
we'll say
-1.5 right now.
Yeah, so we'll say -1.5.
Yeah, I have mine at -1.5. So, and you can get it at 1.5 right now. So,
yeah, I might even make that my play of the day right now if that's okay.
No, go ahead. Call it out.
All right. While you pull up the next game, I'm going to tweet it out live while we're recording.
All right. The next game I'm sort of looking at is the Kansas-Texas game. This is a tough one, man. Texas is a terrible road team, but they're a great home team, obviously. They're 18-2 at home. 18 of their 22 wins are at home. They've lost 2 in a row, so they really need this one. Let me check the standings. It's at 3.5 right now, though. I don't know if I can play that personally. Yeah, they're at 11-6. They're tied with Baylor and Kansas State for second. So this is actually a huge game for them.
Let's see. Sorry. Okay, so the Kansas at Texas you're talking about?
Yeah.
At 4:00. Okay. Which side are you leaning on this one?
I mean, if you could get a better number, Texas, like if you could get like a 2 or 2.5, it's at, I see -3 right now. Let me look on DraftKings and MGM. My 2 main books. Let's see.
So Kansas beat them by 8 when it was at Kansas. When was that? Back in like a month ago.
All right, so it's -3.5 on DraftKings. So definitely not playing that. That's too many points for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the did Krabs play either side in this? Because if he played one side, I'll definitely play the other side.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And if you don't know who Krabs is, he's this guy on Twitter. He's just I don't understand how he's so bad at handicapping, but it makes you money if you fade him.
Hey, he was positive last month. Let's not sit here and we're not a talk shit podcast. All right,
okay. Well, I'm just talking numbers, man. You see that Krabs tracker applies to him every day, and it shows the results. So I don't know what to say.
But yeah. Well, I don't know. I went 501 yesterday, and I got no likes or follows on Twitter. So it is frustrating when all these popular guys like do really bad, and then they're just like, "Oh, I'm in the lab getting winners," and then they fucking do dog shit, and then we're actually putting out winners, and then we're getting no reaction. It's like, bruh, like, what are people doing?
It'll come. We probably got to like buy advertising or followers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just venting a little bit. It's just funny how that goes.
So he took Texas money line -150.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's a terrible bet. Why? Jeez. Okay. I mean, I'm sure they'll win, but I just don't see the value.
The thing is, too, I mean, and this isn't necessarily talking shit directly, but he tends to so he doesn't brag about his units or whatever. He tends to do records. So if he loses a minus 150 bet, it only counts as like an 0-1 like on his record. But it's pretty good odds that he'll make it. So that's a way that so if you see people do stuff like that and they don't put their units, that's kind of a telltale sign to kind of watch how they handicap, because that's kind of dishonest reporting, I think.
Yeah, or if they post that they got +2 when the line is really -2 at the moment.
And they posted it at 3. Yeah, they posted at 3:30 in the morning my time, and it was like 1. I think before I went to bed at like 1, I took the bet at the -2. So it's like there's no way you got that. Like,
yeah, I went to bed at 11 last night. I took the A&M at like 10:30 p.m. I got 1.5, and I saw the -2.5 on And it's like, if you really did get the +2, post your bet slip. Like
he did post that TCU one because he got the -1.5, I guess, super early somehow on MGM. And but you can't post the bet as your play of the day when it's not an available line. That makes no it has when you post the bet, it's got to be an available line. We will never not do that for you guys.
Yeah, it makes no sense. That's ridiculous, honestly. It grinds my gears.
So in this game, we're thinking if the line, so it's not till 4 p.m. Eastern. So if you can get it below -3, I'd say Texas looks like a good pick there.
Yeah, they need a win. So,
but if you like the money, and you could put the money line in a parlay with another game you like, or if you wait till later today when I release my special UFC episode, you can throw a parlay in with that, because I have some guaranteed winners on the UFC. So stay tuned.
You hear that? Oh, I wasn't even in the All Division 1. That's why I skipped all the way to freaking 2 o'clock. That's my bad. Jeez.
Oh, you're on top 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's killer. So many games.
That's hilarious.
Or today's today.
Yeah, that's my bad. Let's keep on rolling.
It might be +3 at some books, because on Sportsline it's showing up as.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. 10:30 a.m. We gonna ride with South Alabama?
Okay, let's see. Is this one of my system plays? Let's see, who are they playing?
They're going up against Southern Miss, so they're 1-1 against each other.
Okay.
But like I said, South Alabama and that metric, they're the number 1 ranked team when it comes to momentum in the tournament. So.
Well, this is I don't think you actually bet the futures that we picked, but
I wish we did, because this would have been perfect.
Yeah, because. Yeah, you had Southern Miss, and I had
400 now or something like that.
Yeah, you had Southern Miss, and I had Southern Alabama to win this. So this is the battle for the podcast right here. Battle for podcast supremacy.
That's actually funny how that works. Let me look at the odds now. Let's see.
So obviously it's neutral, but they're both been covering pretty well against the spread in the last 10 games.
Yeah, so look at that. Southern Miss is +475, and South Alabama is +500 now.
Yeah.
So if you got that +900 on South Alabama, you're looking pretty nice.
So even though Southern Miss beat them by 4 points, and let's see, in January, and that was at Southern Miss. Guess how many points South Alabama? Yeah, but South Alabama beat Southern Miss by 31 points in February 16th.
Yeah, I think we should lock in South Alabama here.
Yeah, they spanked them, man. This is the team that got all the momentum. Southern Miss, they started out strong. They're a great home team, but they just
they're only 8-7 on the road. They're not that great. South Alabama's rolling. They Southern Miss obviously had that. I think they had a bye, so they've been resting a little bit. So I like teams that have been playing over teams that have been resting, honestly.
All right, so we'll lock it in.
I'm going to lock in South Alabama. I'm betting it right now, putting 1 unit on it, +1.5.
Nice. +1.5. Got it locked in, and we'll post. And when I post the episode too, I'll post the plays that we locked in as official. So A&M -1.5 and South Alabama +1.5 so far.
Let me make sure there's a better line on MGM. No, it's the same. Okay, cool. All right, moving on to the next game.
And good news, Crabs didn't take either side in that game.
Okay, so I'm thinking about taking an under here. Kentucky, Arkansas. This feels like a game that should be an under game.
Let's see, Kentucky, Arkansas.
They average a lot of points, but I feel like they're both slow-paced teams that like to give it to their big men, right? Because the Kentucky has Oscar Tshiebwe, and then Arkansas has they have like a bunch of driving guards that like to just drive to the hoop. Let me look.
Yeah, especially
Arkansas.
Kentucky's more of an over team, but Arkansas is definitely an under team. And in college, I tend to think that the home team tends to control the pace of the game. So, I like that under idea.
Yeah.
Let's
I don't
see.
know if I'm going to play it. I'm going to do a little bit more research. I mean, on the KenPom, defensively, Kentucky is 22nd, tempo 146. Arkansas, defensively 106, tempo 91. So the numbers are kind of mixed, but we'll see.
And looking at covers.com, 79% of the team money leaders went for the over 15-4. So that's not great because those guys know the teams. Let me see what Sportsline so they're predicting an over, but only by like 2 points. So it's not like a good. It's just kind of a, it's not like A+ prediction or whatever. It's like a C.
Right.
So that looks like something we can look at. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, this line kind of looks funny here. Middle Tennessee at UTEP. It's a pick'em.
Middle Tennessee. Why does that name sound familiar? What do I got? Do I got them for anybody?
Because we last year, remember, we bet on them a ton because they were like the best against the spread.
Yeah, I was just making sure they weren't one of the tournament teams. That's Eastern Tennessee is who I'll talk about. Okay, so Middle Tennessee. All right. So they're not that good against the spread on the road. They're 3-10. But UTEP is
10-7 at home,
and they're 2-8 against the spread in the last 10 games. UTEP is, so they're going the wrong direction. Middle Tennessee's getting better. Let's see. Yeah, Middle Tennessee beat them by 12 points last time at Middle Tennessee. So that was a good spot for Middle Tennessee. I like that. Their away record isn't great at 3-10, but
yeah, that line is fucking stinky.
but UTEP is 10-7 at home, so it's not like they're like a home dominator,
Right. Yeah. All right, so we might play some Middle Tennessee. That might be a lock we throw on Twitter. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll put that in there. Possible. Okay. Let me see what the experts on covers are doing. This is actually good. So the public on covers, 59% is on UTEP, but 54%. So 13 versus 11 is of the team leaders are on Middle Tennessee. So I like seeing that because that means kind of the people just generically just picking sides. They like El Paso, but the people that actually do well with these two teams, they like Middle Tennessee.
Right. All right. So we'll probably do that one.
Yeah.
But moving on, Auburn -2. I think we got to lock in Auburn. They lost to Tennessee in their building. They're back at home. They just had that crushing loss to Alabama. It's a bounce back spot for them. I feel like we should lock in Auburn -2. And hey, this is a system play actually. An unranked team favored at home against the ranked team.
Oh, nice. Is that the only one? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing it then. I believe in our system
as well. It's -2.5 on MGM. Hopefully it's -2 on.
It says -1.5 on covers, so you might be able to find it better somewhere else.
Let's see. Auburn -2. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, I just closed. Are you serious? Please don't tell me I just went to 2. Oh my god! I just watched it close. That's stupid. I hate that. Oh my gosh, that makes me upset.
They've got a bug for our podcast. They're listening in my room.
I guess. Damn, that makes me mad. I was about to take that -2. Ugh. That's terrible.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna wait to see if maybe it goes back down to -2 before tip.
Yeah, we'll wait a little bit.
But yeah,
that opened up at Auburn +1.5, so you can tell the steam came in. Big money came in Auburn, and it's still coming. Yeah. So.
Damn.
Well, the noobs will be betting on Tennessee, but obviously the smart play there is Auburn.
Oh, that makes me mad.
Let me see if there's any other system plays today.
Well, I'm just gonna take the 2.5 for now, and then because I have a bonus bet, and then.
Okay, West Virginia would have been a system play at home against Kansas State, but it says the line's off now. I don't understand.
It's like -5 now for West Virginia.
Okay.
Maybe we just parlay Auburn and West Virginia as well.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad. Yeah. Take our systems. Okay.
But yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, those are the only two systems for the top 25 system. So, all right. So another earlier game I wanted to look at, and I know we talked about it before, Furman, those Paladins at noon. So they fit my system, but I just want to make sure we don't forget them since it's an early game. But they're at home, or not at home, but the conference tournament is neutral. So, but they're favored by 10.5 versus Mercer. And Mercer, they did destroy the Citadel as we predicted, but the Citadel scored, I think, 1 point in the first 10 minutes, and they only scored 10 points in the first half. And Mercer still only beat them, I think, by 20 or Mercer had Citadel had a very small amount of points, but Mercer didn't have much more. I think they ended up with 40 points total or something. It was crazy. That was a awful game. And Furman coming fresh. Yeah, they won 66-41. And I think they scored, it was 27-10 at halftime. It's so crazy.
Jeez. Even then, Mercer didn't score a lot of points either. 27, I guess, isn't that bad, but still.
Yeah. But, so I'm locking that in right now. We're rolling with Furman, minus 10.5. They beat Mercer twice this year. They're the number one seed in the tournament. I'm assuming they're favored for that tournament. That they're gonna come out today and smack Mercer.
Yeah, all the metrics say Furman is the way better team.
Yep. So
we're riding with Furman.
And some of these fun games. I don't really have a side to bet, but the UNC Asheville, South Carolina Upstate, I've been enjoying those. I don't remember what conference that is. I get confused with all these conferences, but those teams have been kind of fun to watch. They've been pretty evenly matched. So if you're going to bet some of those games, I'd probably take the underdog, take the points, because they've been pretty close games. I like that. I like the Big South.
Yeah. Also like this game, Duquesne and Fordham is a 1 point spread, but I think it's on the New York, so I don't think you can bet on that one. But
they're in the Atlantic 10. Yeah, I think they're both or at least I know Fordham for sure. It's in the Bronx. So yeah, that's I can't bet that game.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the next one. We're looking at Campbell and Radford. This is another system play that we were sort of talking about. Campbell's sort of they're okay. They only have 4 road wins. Radford has 8 on the year, so they're a way better road team. They're 2-0 against Campbell. They swept them. Let me check real quick what the score of those games were.
Yeah, and I watched both of them play yesterday. Radford looked very good against the team I was backing, which was Winthrop. And Winthrop stuck with them early, but Radford just dominated them. And Campbell, they were losing at first, but they came back. I was also backing Campbell yesterday. They came back against Longwood. But yeah, Radford's definitely the better team here. You gotta go with Radford.
Yeah, Radford at home or on the road, they beat Winthrop by 14. Or sorry, not Winthrop. We're talking about Campbell.
Yeah.
Sorry, they beat Campbell on the road by 8. And then I can't find them when they were at home against Campbell.
At home, Radford only won by 2.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. But they were up by 7 at the half. So when was that? February 25th. So yeah. So the fact that it was closer,
and Radford probably had nothing to play for at that point. It was the last game of the season.
Yeah, and the fact that it was closer in their last game makes me think that Radford, they're not going to take Campbell seriously. Not that they wouldn't, but they're going to come out strong. Yeah, they're not going to let this stay close if they can.
What seed is Radford? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They are, what conference are they? They are the Big South again. Yeah, Big South. Radford was a 3rd seed, so I mean, yeah, they could. UNC Asheville was the favorite, but I mean, they could definitely upset and make a run. So, I mean, they were 7-10 on the road. I mean, that's not terrible. I mean, UNC Asheville was 10-6, so yeah, they're definitely that's why they're the favorite. But yeah, Campbell was 4-10, so yeah, I think Radford is the play here.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna lock it in. It meets my system play too. Even though the second round games, the 2-0 teams tend to not do as well. Overall, they're still winning. So we're gonna roll with Radford.
One, though.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to talk about the Western Carolina one, or do you want to move on?
The Western Carolina game. So I'm taking I'm taking Western Carolina, and that's another system play because Western beat them twice this year. Let's see, and they're actually plus 2.5, which I really like. So yeah, when you get the team that's won twice and they're getting 2.5 points, give me that all day, every day, man. That makes
right.
I mean, I'm not even thinking about it.
That was Pacific and Pepperdine. I mean, the line made no sense, and then Pacific absolutely freaking walloped.
Yeah, Western Carolina's a better team overall record against the spread. I think Eastern Tennessee had to play.
Yeah, they have the better away record. What the fuck is this line?
Yeah, Western Carolina only beat them by 2 at home more recently, but they beat Eastern Tennessee at Eastern Tennessee by 11. So
yeah, okay, I'll take Western Carolina with you.
Yeah, unless there's there's no injuries to report, so there shouldn't be any difference.
Yeah, we got definitely keep an eye on injuries too. Those are a big factor.
So covers.com shows it's pretty nice on their main page when you do matchups. So the only thing that's kind of worrying is Eastern Tennessee, the money leaders here. They like them. Let me see. Yeah, that's all right. Let me see. Yeah, but here's the thing too. Like Sportsline, they predict Eastern Tennessee to cover with their. So I kind of like that when like a lot of data that's just like simulations points towards one side, and then people are betting that favorite because Vegas doesn't make money by if things fall in the simulations. So Western Carolina's a better team here. Don't even think about it. Just take them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Moving on to my next one, Indiana State at Bradley. Well, not at Bradley. It's the semifinal of the Missouri Valley tourney. I'm tempted to take Indiana State plus 2.5 because fuck Bradley.
Yeah, and Indiana State looked pretty good yesterday, beating Belmont, covering by the hook. Who did Bradley play? Oh, UNI. Yeah, they didn't cover this. Oh no, yeah, they didn't cover the spread. They were favored by 10. They only won by 6. So I say taking the points looks good on this. Oh wait, this is okay. So Bradley only beat him once during the year. Yeah, this looks like a good spot for Indiana State. I don't know if I'm gonna lock it in, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep a look at this. And Arsenal just gave up a second goal. So now they're losing 2-0 to these bums. What the heck, man? I can't believe that.
That's why I don't bet on soccer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Indiana State, though.
All right.
Moving on. What else do we like? You seeing anything that catches your eye?
I mean, I could go over more of the 2-0 teams if you wanted. We've got Vermont versus I think it's the New Jersey Institute of Technology, which I was not even aware was a basketball team. So it's the Vermont Catamounts, and people see this number, they're probably like, "Oh, there's no way, a team like Vermont would cover 18.5." But New Jersey's really, really bad, and let's see what the score was in their previous 2 games. So Vermont only beat them by 2 in overtime in their last game, but that was at New Jersey Institute of Technology. But the game before at Vermont, they beat them by they beat them by 16, so they covered a 13.5 point spread. Yeah, Vermont's not gonna. I mean, it's a later game.
Is it at Vermont?
It says at Vermont, but it's a
Vermont
tournament game.
is a really good home team.
Yeah, it says at Vermont, and but it says conference. Yeah, so it's at Vermont for a conference tournament. So
yeah, because they made that rule this year that like the 1st and 2 seeds get home games in their first game or whatever. It's stupid.
Is it for every league or is it just for?
I don't know if it's for every league or if it's just for the smaller majors, but yeah, I remember listening to that. And I was just like,
Vermont's
so
10. Yeah, Vermont's 10-1 at home. New Jersey's 2-14 on the road. Yeah,
Vermont's been on fire.
Yeah, take Vermont. All right, we're gonna have to take a commercial break here real quick, so we'll be right back after the commercial break.
If you were advertising on our podcast, this is what your ad would sound like. Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of not being able to pay your rent? Are you tired of putting your gifts on layaway for your son that you've neglected due to your crippling gambling addiction? Well, good news. The Losing Streak podcast from Bankroll, Bill, and Austin is here to make you feel better about your failures and to commiserate with us as we also have our lives implode. Check it out now on your favorite podcast platform of choice, or don't, and save your money.
And we're back. All right, what's up next?
So next up, we got sort of another system play here: Chattanooga and Samford. Samford's 2-0 against Chattanooga, but the line is pretty small. It's 1.5 for Samford, and I think I know why. I think Chattanooga, their best player, was hurt for a while, but I think he's questionable for this game. So is there any chance you can update us on that?
Hang on 1 second.
But just
man, yeah, I think I have to go over my system plays again because some of these games didn't update when I was running the numbers yesterday because the previous round wasn't over yet.
Right.
Let me see here. So Chattanooga injuries, none.
None?
Yeah, no injuries.
Well, if their best player is out there, I mean, this line is telling you that Chattanooga might win this game.
Samford won twice this year, though, huh?
Yeah. That's the tricky part. But, I mean, as are all of these lines, they are tricky.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go
leading Chattanooga in this spot. Should we have a little lock battle with this one? Should you take Samford and I take Chattanooga?
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. I'll take Samford.
Right. We're having a little lock battle here. See, if we had some music, we could have a little.
Oh yeah, I said I was gonna get a soundboard. I didn't get it yet, so I'll do that today. Man, I got distracted with other things.
We're busy. Yeah. We've been recording a lot, so.
All right, so we'll have a lock battle for that.
All right, I'm on Chattanooga. You're on Samford.
Yep.
Next, this one automatic. Give me Pittsburgh plus 7.5 at Miami.
Okay. Let's see here.
This game is going to be a one-possession game. Come on.
You think so?
Yeah, come on.
Pittsburgh and Miami. Yeah, Pittsburgh's 9-2 on the road against the spread. Miami's 8-8 against the spread at home.
I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh's coming off of a bad loss too, so they need a get-right game. So I feel like this is it right here.
Yeah, they just lost at Notre Dame, which is kind of embarrassing, but they were definitely.
It was Notre Dame's senior night too, and their coach is rumored to be retiring, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's see how
that game. So we called that one, or at least I bet on it. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, Miami will win this game, pretty sure, but they should keep it close.
They should, but I think it'll be a close game. I'll take the plus 7.5.
It's a good move.
Pittsburgh's a good road team.
Okay, we'll put it in as a play for the pod today, and I'll list them at the end so people can judge us.
Sounds good. Southern Illinois is getting 5 points as an underdog against Drake.
Southern Illinois and Drake. Let's see. So Drake started out pretty slow yesterday, but yeah, they ended up dominating. Let's see what their head-to-head was before.
They're 1-1 head-to-head.
Okay.
They're pretty. I mean, record-wise, they're pretty similar. Drake has 2 more wins, 2 less losses. Record versus the spread's pretty similar. What are their road records? SIU has 8 road wins. Drake has, I think, 8 as well. So they're pretty similar teams. 5 might be too many points for me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not opposed to this one.
Let me look at those standings real quick. The Missouri Valley again.
The bad news is the Drake money leaders are 10-2 favoring Drake to cover.
Yeah, they might be expecting a blowout. I don't know. We might skip that one. Let's just skip that one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's good judgment right there. Skip it. Oh, this is a game we have to have action on. Duke and UNC. North Carolina absolutely needs this game for their tournament lives.
Yeah.
-3.5 is a little too pricey for me, though.
Let's see. So, yeah, they're both bad teams against the spread because people bet
Duke
them
is
up
terrible on the road.
as homers. Yeah.
Duke is 5-8 on the road.
Yeah, and Duke won by 6 at their place. Yeah, North Carolina looks like a pretty safe spot here.
All right, how about this one? Chicago State at Fresno State. Chicago State is getting 12 points as an underdog.
Chicago State at 12 points as an underdog. Let's see.
So since when does Fresno State beat teams by 12 points?
Yeah, what is this? Well, Arsenal just tied at 2-2 after blowing 2 early leads. That's hilarious. Okay, Chicago State.
Chicago State's 7-3 in their last 10. Fresno State's 3-7. Record versus spread. I mean, Chicago State's not bad.
Well, Chicago State just lost to Gonzaga by 39 points.
Yeah, but Gonzaga's freaking Gonzaga.
I'm just seeing their blowouts if they've lost by that much. They only lost to Stanford by 7, and Stanford would destroy. What
conference is Chicago State in if they just played Gonzaga and now they're playing Fresno State?
They might be in a super small conference. Let's see. Are they even independent? Okay.
Huh.
And they have a second-year coach.
Chicago. So check out their schedule real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Like their losses aren't that bad. Like they lost to who was this? Delaware State. I mean, they really had the only bad loss they had was at Gonzaga in their last 10.
Let's see. St. Thomas they lost to isn't bad. Northwestern isn't bad. Kent State isn't bad.
They went to.
They played a bunch of hard teams. Jeez.
They beat the Citadel. They went to Stanford and only lost by 7. So
they only lost by 1 to Murray State. Only 7 at Ball State. That's not bad.
Meanwhile, Fresno State's losing to everybody. So
should we lock in Chicago State?
Yeah, I think so.
Their last game of the season. You think they'll want to, keep it close, maybe win?
Yeah, I like this.
Chicago State.
We're taking an independent. You heard it here first.
Yes, sir. Independent Chicago State Cougars, baby.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move on to something else here. Oh, man, this game won't let me click on it. Can you pull up the stats on the Quinnipiac Marist game? I feel like this might be a system play.
Quinnipiac Marist. Hang on.
Where is Quinnipiac?
Somewhere in the Northeast. I don't. It might be New York, or I don't even know. Let me see. Quinnipiac.
They're the Metro Atlantic Athletic Division.
Hamden, Connecticut. All right. So they are -3. This is a regular game, right? Not a tournament game.
Oh yeah, I guess it is a regular game. That's boring.
No, I'm just saying that
They beat them by 6 at home.
And their away record is better than Marist's home record. So that's usually a good sign for the away team.
Right. So keep Quinnipiac in mind, I guess. I thought it was a tournament game, so that's why I was more interested in that one. But
yeah, it's a Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. It's a ridiculous name. All right, we'll put it on their possible.
All right, so here, I kind of want to take Villanova against UConn.
Villanova against UConn.
I feel like if Villanova wants to make the tournament, they need this game.
Yeah, let's see how they've been doing recently.
I've won some money on Villanova. They've been doing good ever since they got Justin Moore back, their best offensive player. They've been playing really good. They're actually one of the top efficiently ran offenses since Justin Moore has come back. I read so.
And UConn only beat them by 8 at UConn. They didn't cover the spread there. They were favored by 12 and a half. Yeah.
We'll keep that one in mind.
Yeah, UConn's pretty bad on the road. They're 5-5.
Yeah, I'm considering Villanova here at +2.5. I feel like they're going to be desperate for a win here, especially if it's their last game. Let me look.
Yeah, I assume a lot of these are going to be last or next to last games.
Right. Yeah, most of these are going to be senior nights. Yeah, this is going to be senior night for Villanova. So I'm taking Villanova +2.5.
All right. I like it.
All right, let's keep moving on. It's only 6 o'clock on this slate, so we're going to keep on chugging.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a game I want some action on. We got the Ohio Valley Championship. We have Southern Eastern Missouri against Tennessee Tech. They're 1-1 against each other in the regular season. Their season record is similar. I think Tennessee Tech has a better record versus the spread. We took them yesterday. They crushed it for us. I want some action on this game, Bill.
Okay. What's the line? Let me see. What time is it at?
It's a pick-em.
Southeast Missouri State. Oh, is that the Red Hawks? I actually have a bomber jacket of them that my kid got at a thrift store.
Yeah, that's cool.
Funny. Yeah. Let's see. Who we liking in this game?
Man.
Tech won more recently in February by 2 points, but it was at Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Southeast Missouri won by 7 in overtime at their place when they played.
But overtime,
this should be a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I definitely want to watch this game. I wonder what arena they're playing at. Let me see. Ford Center in Evansville. I don't know what Ford Center is.
Well, Evansville is Indiana, right? So that would be. Is that where? That's not where.
No,
who plays there?
Ford Center.
Evansville, Indiana. That's just where he just says Evansville Thunderbolts.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a venue or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's where the University of Evansville plays, I guess. Okay.
Huh. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get more tournaments there. They've had some tournaments in the past. That's kind of cool.
I'm not sure which side I went on this yet, but we'll tweet out which side, or maybe we'll have a lock battle or something on this. Which side are you leaning on this one?
Well, I feel like I got to go for Southeast Missouri State, and I can hope they can do something in the tournament so I can wear the jacket, right?
Gosh. Did they play yesterday too?
Yes, I think so, right? Yeah, they beat Moorhead. They beat Moorhead State by 7.
Damn, and they were 4-point dogs.
Yeah. I didn't bet on that.
That's crazy.
And they beat Lindenwood in the first round, who my college team would. It's weird that they're Division I in basketball because they were like NAIA in football, but we played them like in a scrimmage. Well, we beat the hell out of them, but whatever, you know. Lindenwood. I like to see them play basketball. It's cool. They lost.
Yeah.
Southern Missouri State killed them, but
They're rolling. Did Tennessee Tech, was that their first game last, or who were they beaten? Oh,
I guess were they the higher seed? I'm guessing they only had one playoff game.
That's what I was saying.
They must have a weird bracket for this tournament.
Yeah, they're the number 2 seed, so.
Yeah, because Tennessee Martin, they had played 2 games. They beat SIUE.
Maybe their conference isn't very big. Let me look up the Ohio Valley.
Yeah, they probably have multiple.
Yeah, it's not very big. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 10 teams, and I think a few of them are like in transition to like D1.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a very big tournament.
Well, that's probably why Lindenwood. That's probably why Linden. Oh wait, it shows. Yeah, it's just Southeast Missouri State playing 3 games. Yeah, if Lindenwood's in there, I told you they were NAIA in football, so it's probably like a transitional phase right now for this.
Yeah,
league.
Exactly.
They might be playing the merge with somebody else or something. You never know.
That's crazy. Morehead State lost, so they were the favorite. Tennessee Tech is 2nd in the conference. SEMO is 5th. But I mean, it's only a 1-game difference. On the road, they're 4-11 for Tech, 5-11 for SEMO. They both won 3 in a row. I mean, they're very similar teams. Man, that's tough. It's gonna be a fun game.
So,
this might be a game where you just hedge back and forth.
Yeah, so if you want to bet on the game based on like the regular season, I'd probably take Tech. But if you want to bet on like recent performance, Southeast Missouri State's probably the better move.
Right.
They've just been on a roll. I mean, they'll be tired, but I mean,
yeah, exactly. You could say that tired factor could come into play as well. And it looks like that Tech did open at plus 105 and it got bet down to minus 110. So it looks like early money is on Tech.
And the only injury was a guard for the Missouri, but that was back in like November. So he's been out for the season. So that doesn't really matter.
Right. I think I'm leaning Tech. We might have to have another lock battle in this game.
I like it. Let's do it. Let's have a lock battle.
All right. So what was the other one? I don't have my notes in front of me, so hopefully you're writing this shit down.
I'm writing what our picks were. Let me make sure I got the lock battle. Was that the? Hang on, shit. So this is Bill versus Austin. Dang it. The other lock battle was
Samford.
Yeah, Chattanooga. Yeah, I took Samford. Right, you took Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
All right, so we'll have 2 lock battles for us this match, and that way, I mean, maybe we'll find a third, but that way we can decide.
So somebody is guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on.
Okay. So I'm just double checking these 2-0 games since it didn't even occur to me that games wouldn't have been on there yet. Okay.
Interesting. Here's a. I don't care about this game.
What game was that?
It was St. Francis and Fairleigh Dickinson.
Oh, nice.
Care about that one. Anything else? Getting to the bottom of the slate.
Yeah. A lot here. It's a crazy day for basketball, man. I'm so pumped for the tournament, man.
Is 5-point dogs against UCLA. Okay. I guess I'll take Arizona plus 5.
I mean, I guess they're thinking it'll be like a revenge spot.
I mean, I guess, but dude, Arizona, they just smoked. I mean, they won by like 7, but still, they were up the whole game. Who was it? USC on the road.
Yeah,
and
USC.
They probably just stayed in California. It's probably right down the road, man. Give me Arizona plus 5. It's gonna be a close game too.
All right, let's lock that in. It's a homer play, but we'll take it for the pod.
Homer.
Yeah. Right.
We have the first round of the Big Sky starting today. Oh, here's another 2-0 play. Northern Colorado and.
Yeah, I've got that on my list, and that's a good one with Portland State.
Oh, Portland
because
State,
so Northern Colorado. yeah, that seems like a lock for that. It fits in with the system. It's a first round play, so it's more likely to hit. Yeah, lock in Northern Colorado. That's one of my system plays I like.
And they're favored, so
Yeah.
by 3. So I mean, Vegas is telling you who should win that game.
We also got South Dakota State versus Nebraska Omaha.
Oh,
I watched Nebraska Omaha kill somebody yesterday. Who was it?
Yeah,
Kansas City.
Yeah.
But those were two like not great teams, but this is going to be South Dakota State should blow them out. It's they beat them twice this year. Yeah. I'm glad you had your win, Nebraska Omaha. I saw players on the UMKC team crying. You ruined some of their days, but South Dakota State's going to make you guys cry at the end of this game. So sorry to tell you. Yeah. I mean, people talk shit about crying and stuff, man, but it's emotional, especially it's like your last game, and it's just you maybe expected to win the tournament, and it's just and you realize you can't do anything at that point once the score gets a certain score.
Yeah, it's like out of your control, man. It's like you feel so helpless.
And so you probably want to scream, but some people just start crying. It's okay. Yeah. I got no hate. All
right. Next up, I think I'm looking at the last game on the slate, San Francisco at Santa Clara. It's another 2-0 spot. I think I'm going to take Santa Clara -3.
Let me see. It's not a conference game, is it though? I mean, it's not a tournament game, is it?
Yeah. It's a West Coast quarterfinal too.
Where's this game? What time is it at?
The last game on the slate, 10:30 my time.
Oh, so it's on Sunday technically. That's why I'm not
Sunday for you. That's hilarious.
Because I was like, where is that game? I don't see that game. Okay, yeah, let's look at it. I'm glad you pointed that out because I would have missed it. Yeah, I watched
Santa Clara.
Yeah, I watched San Francisco play well last night, but yeah, they're not gonna be saying. Well, what's the line? It's not even showing up on here.
-3.
-3. Yeah, take Santa Clara. They beat them twice by 12 and 14.
Jeez, so I'm gonna lock that in now before it gets any word. It opened at 2.5. I'm gonna lock that in now.
Yeah, it's a great because it'll be the late game for a Sunday, boys. Yeah.
You'll be asleep and then you'll wake up and see what happens.
Yeah, you'll have money in your account, or you won't.
Or you won't, yeah. Or you'll forget and be like sitting on the toilet, and then maybe you'll remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me scroll all the way down.
That's fine. I was like, this is not showing up. Well, this game. Santa Clara. All right. And what round is that? Is that like the third round of their tournament? Right?
The quarterfinal. I think the third. Because that's a pretty big conference.
Yeah, because San Francisco beat Pacific, and then Pacific beat Pepperdine, right?
Yeah. So this is already the third round.
Yeah. So this will see how the 2-0 teams do in the third round. So this will give me more information from my system, and I'll update you guys as we go because we got a lot of good 2-0 games coming up.
They actually gave me a spread for a boost, so I'm gonna take Santa Clara -1 and just put the boost on that.
All right. So I like to hear. Do we want to take? I mean, this is backing up a little bit, but I just wanted to list that Oral Roberts is also a 2-0 team, but they're favored by 16.5. So I don't know how well that'll go.
Yeah, I try to, me, I don't really like to bet on teams that are that crazy.
Yeah.
With those crazy spreads.
Okay.
I think that does it for me for this slate.
Yeah. And when we do our next update, we'll talk about the tournament things. Cause like Sunbelt, we got our teams alive. Wait, who's Bradley playing? Are they playing Southern Illinois?
State.
Oh, Indiana State. Okay. So we got both our teams alive for that.
Dude, tomorrow's slate isn't bad either. We could even record tomorrow morning or tonight too, and give them an episode tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm down for that. And we'll post all our plays on Twitter today. I already posted my POD, and I mean, Austin, I assume you want to join me for the UFC episode, but you don't have to. I mean, I can talk about myself, but I mean, I know you're not a huge UFC guy, but I want to record about UFC today too. Okay, so we'll post that today.
We'll talk about UFC in our part 2 episode. We'll talk about UFC, about the big John Jones fight, and then we'll talk about what else can we talk about?
Well, I was gonna say there's some locks in there with the some guys that are definitely not gonna lose.
Bill's really confident in his UFC card for today, so definitely stay tuned for that. Yeah. And then we'll look through the NBA and NHL slate, see if we like anything there, and then I think they'll probably do part 2.
All right, sounds good.
That does it for part 1.
Let's do our notes. I'm supposed to say as a professional. Oh, so did you have a last word? I already know what mine is, but you want me to list mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there's a new South Park episode, and it ties in directly to what I did a couple weeks ago, installing my bidet. The whole episode is about Japanese toilets. It's so funny, dude, and it's almost like a social justice episode about how much pollution we create with toilet paper. It's pretty funny. I loved it. Just check it out.
I feel like every modern home should just
it makes sense.
Install a bidet.
Yeah, and there was a funny scene where he's like, "I know all of you can't afford a fancy, Japanese toilet like me because I'm Stan Marsh and I'm very rich, because of all his drug dealing." But
not even expensive though. You can buy one on Amazon for like $50.
I know, but those are like the add-on. But he's like, some of you, you can buy a Japanese toilet. Well, the Japanese toilet, it's installed all like in one, and has Bluetooth on it. It's like a seat warmer. It's all
it was like, what's that movie with James Franco and Bryan Cranston? Why Him?
Oh yeah. That's funny.
They're the bidet scene in that one. Yeah.
No, but he does a rant about it. He's like, not all of you can afford Japanese toilets. So some of you, poor people, you have to pay $50, $100 to just add on a toilet on top of your toilet, bidet on top of your toilet. I thought it was hilarious. But did you have any I know you saw a movie last night. Did you want to recommend that?
Creed 3. It was pretty good. I thought Michael B. Jordan did a really good job directing it. I thought there were some really, really good shots in that one. It's just so funny watching it because, like, dude, they were living in this fat mansion, and it's just so funny hearing them complain about their stupid like little shit. Like, it's like, what do you guys complain about? You live in this fat ass mansion. You guys are millionaires. Like, she's complaining about how she's producing for people instead of singing her own songs now. And then I'm like, what the I was just dying, bro. Yeah, I just couldn't take them seriously, but the boxing was pretty cool. And Jonathan Majors did a really good job. He was the best part of the movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Always Sunny podcast when they complain about stuff, then they laugh about what they're complaining about, they have so much money and all this stuff. If they're complaining about little things, they feel guilty about it.
Right. It was just stupid. She's like, it hurts me that I can't follow my dream. And I'm like, what? Like, you're literally making music. Like, you already had performed and now you're making music for other people. Like, that's literally the dream. Like, most people have one hit song and that's it. You're literally continuing your career and you're complaining. I was like, bro, oh my God, shut up.
But we'll talk about more of that in our soon-to-be launched movie review podcast.
Yes.
But, all right. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Check me out on Twitter at bankroll_Bill. And Austin can be found at
Austin Sporsic.
Our email for the podcast is thelosingstreakpodcast@gmail.com. And our voicemail line is 646-494-7185. It's still posting on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review. Tell your friends. Tell your bookie. Tell anyone to listen to us. Even if you're just downloading it on your wife's phone or something, that's fine. It gives us a view. All right. Anything you want to add at the end here, Austin?
No, that was perfect. Just keep supporting, man. We're trying. We're waking up early. We're putting in the work just so you guys can make some money. We're getting better. The proof is in the pudding. The last few days we've been killing it. So, if you guys want to make money, just give us some support. We're doing it.
And since it's still 11:52 a.m. Eastern as I'm posting this, I'm going to list our locks and then we can see how we did. So we got A&M -1.5, South Alabama +1.5, Auburn -2.5, West Virginia -4, Furman -10.5, Radford -3.5. We got a lot today. Western Carolina +2.5, Vermont -17.5, Pitt +7.5, Chicago State +12.5, Arizona +5. And then, we got all these. South Dakota State -11 and Santa Clara -3. And then we got our two competitions. I'm taking Southeast Missouri and State.
I'm taking Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, and then I'm taking Sanford, and you're taking.
I'm taking Chattanooga.
All right, and then the possible ones we looked at were Quinnipiac, Middle Tennessee, and then the Kentucky Arkansas.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, a lot of these are system plays. They're not like our actual we're automatically putting money. Like they're just research that we're doing for tournament purposes. So you guys can look at the data, and we can look at the data, and figure out which spots we like more.
Yeah, and then look at the ones that we have for the system, and pick the games you like the most. Or if a capper you hate is going on the other side, go with ours. Yeah, that's how it goes. So, all right, well, see you later.